Jesse, wasn't that just an amazing conversation we had with Missy and Kalisa?
Yeah, it
You guys,
was.
I know. We
They're so
can't,
knowledgeable.
I know. I can't wait to drop this podcast to everyone so they can listen to it. So the topic that we were talking about, you guys, was actually about branding. Like, if you don't know what branding is, it's so much more than just your logo, your colors.
Hmm.
You have to listen to this podcast. We're going to be dropping it on June 25th, which is next Thursday. We're going to be talking about branding with the Kalyx.
Kalyx Group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with Kalisa and Missy, both
Mm-hmm.
of them are founders of the Kalyx Group, and they work with small businesses on branding and marketing strategies. They're based out of Seattle,
Yeah.
Washington, and Quinn talks to Missy on a weekly basis.
I do.
Missy does help her Posey blogs with some recording, but she also has another hat. You know, she and her partner Kalisa help with the brand and marketing. And that's what we talked to them about. And they were so knowledgeable.
So knowledgeable, such expert in their fields. I can't wait for you guys to listen to this particular podcast. And they've been so generous. They're actually going to offer our listener an amazing worksheet. It's called Brand Audit Worksheet, which is amazing because sometimes I feel like I just redesigned my website
Yeah.
and it really made me go through the steps a little bit more and just figure out like where is Pink and Posey brand and how does it fit in with the Posey box and how does it fit in with the Paper Floors Collective. So I think that was really fun. So I can't wait for you guys to check it out, and it's going to be really, I think everyone during this time, during COVID, it's a perfect time to like look, reevaluate what you're doing.
Yeah.
And figure out your branding, make it more concrete and have your foundation strong because your branding is your foundation. And
Absolutely.
I think it's really important to really look at it and make sure that what you're offering fits what your customer wants and needs.
Yeah, it's we had a really interesting conversation recording this podcast with Kalisa and Missy because that is their expertise. But I mean, also coming from us really experts in our own fields, right? In our paper floor industry.
Yep.
It's been really interesting seeing what their interpretation of branding and how to use your brand to strategize, to market and, to get yourself out there.
Yep.
I mean, I personally, look at, on my feed, on Instagram feed, I see everybody's work, but I also see everybody's brand because that is your brand, right?
Exactly.
Like how your persona and how you communicate it, all of that is your brand. And so seeing all of our community members, I have to say, like, there's some that have really strong brands. You know exactly whose work it is.
The lovely app. That's like a
yeah, and like what what kind of feeling or mood or that they want to convey to you. Like you really get that sense. And then there's some that it's kind of like, I think they're still finding it. Maybe they're still looking for it, or they didn't even try to brand at all or find their brand identity. And I think identity is a really good word. So, we were just joking around that this worksheet probably would help all of us, even if we think we have a brand, we always should reevaluate whether or not it's like we should continue with the same feeling or values or persona. Does it match anymore? But yeah, I mean, the talk that we went into with them in depth about what branding is, and it's more than your logo and your fonts that you use and the colors that you use, the more I think enlightening it is because everyone should be reevaluating whether or not they're actually communicating it properly.
Yeah. And we also talk about like, when do you rebrand? Is there such a thing as rebranding?
Yeah.
So
what does rebranding mean? Like, really?
Exactly.
Like how can you actually technically, like unless if you've got your initial followers totally wrong or your brand totally wrong, how do you rebrand? I don't think it's really rebranding. Maybe that's the wrong word to use.
It is.
It's more like just evaluating your brand and seeing if you need to do tweaks and stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And
branding is really interesting.
Yeah, I think the most important thing I got up was like, branding is also the tone of who you are and how you're conveying it to your customer. That's a brand. So I think that's really important.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what is a tone? Well, you'll have to listen to our podcast.
Next week, you guys. Next Thursday. June 25th.